Welcome to the realest podcast you'll ever listen to. I'm LT.
I'm Kiki.
And we're here to talk blunt.
Black ladies, unequivocally, North Tulsa. Let's talk blunt talk. So, LT, you ready to talk blunt?
I am.
What are we going to talk blunt about today?
I want to talk about turning 50.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Wasn't ready for that. You know that day is coming. I don't think but you don't really recognize what does that mean. I can remember all of us being like, "Whoa, 50's coming. What we're gonna do? What's the big celebration?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have a big celebration, but what does that mean? So, I just a great example of turning 50 and what I need to be prepared for. So, right now, if I really want to see fully you, I'm going to have to put these.
Oh, so you could see. I got two.
Yeah.
I got one to see far away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I got one to see close up.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I know a little bit.
It's real.
It's real.
Once upon a time, I could just have contacts that I could see near and far. No. Now you got contacts and I still got to put readers. On top of that. So those are the things you don't expect. You don't expect one day that you step out of bed and your joints are hurting.
Yeah.
And you got to take medication for this. And before you know it, you're packing for a trip. I need this medication for this medication for that. And in case this happens, I need that. The struggle's real. It's almost, they say you return almost to your baby days. It's like, the diaper bags that you pack for your kids.
No, I'm not doing that. Okay,
I'm not doing that. But you're like, LT, do you got a peel for this?
I know you got it all. You got a peel.
So somebody got to pack the diaper bag.
Well, all I have to say about turning 50 is, how it's like you turn 30 and 30 is the new 20 and 40 is the new this. No, 50 is 50. It ain't the new 40. Like, for those of you who think I'm going to outwit, outsmart, outplay 50, good luck with that. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what your genes are. I mean, yes, genetics are real. My mother struggled with arthritis and I got joint issues too. But I have friends who, impeccable health, run marathons. They either got the fuzzy brain or I don't know where my little demonstration is. They need a fan because you have to become acquainted with a fan. At least from as a female.
I'm hot right now.
Exactly. I don't go anywhere without some type of apparatus to help keep me cool or a jacket.
Yes, so they need both
to help keep me warm.
That's right.
Because
so you keep a jacket in the car and you keep your fan on. Because you may need both of them in the same hour.
Yes. And if you have not yet been introduced to a fan on your nightstand, it's coming. Because for some reason, when I get ready to go lay down, overnight I just get these swells of hot heat sweat.
I got one on the nightstand. I got one on the desk for work. I even got a portable, so now I can take you to the living room.
I just around the neck. Grocery store up. I get hot. Let me turn my fan on. It's real. So I just think someone needs to start talking to people. And you see the cute little TikToks. You walk in the kitchen. What did I get here? Oh yeah, I forgot. That's true too. But
I just was back to the room that I started in, so I can remember why I came in.
Right. I just don't think we talk enough. We talk a lot about, when you have a baby, and when you do this, and we don't talk enough about getting older. I just don't think we, there's that inevitable fountain of youth. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm not saying challenge yourself. I mean, when I look at Mayo Clinic and what some folks say you can expect hearing challenges, which I'm gonna flat out put hearing challenges on my Sony Walkman from the 80s because I listened on full blast. I know I'm over 50, but at the end of the day, we are that generation where when Sony Walkman came out, we put the little tape in there. Girl, let me turn it down. No, I was not going to do that. It was on full blast. So now I'm like, talk to me over here because this was my Sony Walkman here, so I might not be able to hear you as well. I don't regret it. I still try to play my music loud, and I'm like, you need to turn them down. So I turn them down because I'm trying to,
I just thought that was me. Every time I get ready to say something, drives my family crazy. Huh? What? I heard part of what you said. I didn't hear all of what you said.
The brain fog.
No, I'm talking about the hearing.
Oh.
The brain fog is different, but I'm talking about the hearing.
Oh,
my daughter's like, do we need to clean your ears today? We can clean my ears too, but the hearing is real.
Speaking of ears, I had a friend tell me, and I did not even associate this with getting older, but the itching of the ears, like she was saying that happens as you get older, especially women, that's like something having to do with menopause. I don't know, but my ears itch a lot more than what they used to do. I don't get as much sleep, and I go to bed earlier, but sleep deprivation is real for me now that I'm getting old. Like I can lay down and be like out. Now it's like I still do that, but it's
you might wake back up
5 minutes later. 5 minutes later. The other thing is like I don't understand why my feet are cold and the rest of me is hot. Like make it make sense. How am I cold on my feet and hot up here? I don't get that. Like nobody needs to prepare. Hey Kim, this is what's gonna happen. Or that day when you wake up out of bed and you go to, my mind, I'm already in the bathroom. The reality is I'm still stuck on the side of the bed trying to get up. Like, I'm like, hold up, I'm still trying to stretch. So I just think those turning 50 things are real. Yes, work out. I work out at least 3 times a day, not because I'm gonna be honest, working out for me is one of those things I like to do once I get going, but it's always a conversation I have to have with myself. But at the end of the day, it has become a part of my mental health and my physical health because I've learned like opening a jar. I don't know if you struggle with that, but you kind of struggle with that before. So I really don't feel like that counts.
I used to.
You were always a little bit like
something. I used to take something and and then it would open. Now I'm like I do that and it's still not working. I'm like, Chris.
Yeah. A TikTok secret, poke a hole at the top, let the air out, pops right off. But the thing is, now everything in my kitchen got holes in it because that's the easiest way to open it. It's like, you know what? I don't need no man. Let me pop a hole in there and open my can. It works, but I'm just telling y'all, after a while, the pickle juice start running out everywhere. You just want to be careful. But it's just, even down to your skin. Like, my skin is more sensitive. I've had to change what I use on my face, on my hands, my hair. Contacts don't feel the same.
No.
It just, everything is different.
But you also can't do the things that you used to do. So let me give a great example. Like, my family, we love to travel. And we do. But you need recovery from the travel. It used to be you could get home on Sunday night and pop back up to work on Monday morning. Now it's like, okay, if we're getting home on Sunday night, I need Monday off because I need to be able to recover. I need to be able to.
Sometimes you need 2 or 3 days.
Well, really, I do, but at least a Monday. I've got to be able to recuperate to be able to get going. It's just not the same as I got home. And I mean, for us, it just wasn't uncommon. I mean, we spent whole holiday weekends being, having family in 2 different cities. We'd spend the whole holiday weekend. May not get home until Sunday. Right, exactly. May not get home until the night before time to go back to work. Now it's like, the 2 holidays that really get me is Memorial Day and Labor Day. Because the holiday is on Monday. And I'm like, no, if you want to celebrate, we need to do it on that Saturday or that Sunday. Because it's my rest day. Because we're going back to work.
Well, I went to Mexico. You know, we had a celebration in Mexico. So I'm thinking, I'm going to come back and bounce back. I just put my clothes up from 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Girl.
Yep.
I was like discombobulated. I don't know what it was about. You know, I've traveled international before. Right. So I knew what to expect. You know, actually customs wasn't that bad. The lines were long. Yeah. But I kept trying to put my finger on what was different. Why am I struggling so hard to get back into my routine? Only thing I can think of is I'm just older. And my body was like, girl, you need to have a rest. You need to have a rest before you try to resume your life as normal. Like by Friday of this week, I was like hitting on all cylinders. But literally, that was about 2 weeks ago.
So here's another place. And this is not just 50, but this is just getting older in general. The tolerance level. And so I always wondered why people that were older, they would just say things. And you're like,
how inappropriate.
Yes.
You have no filter.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm becoming that person.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm like, I mean, what are you thinking? And it's just like, I even find myself doing it in the workplace. I'm like, I have no tolerance. And it's just like, and I'm one of those people by personality. I'm one of those people that, you know, if it's not, what's the saying? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Uh-huh.
I'm one of those people that I've taken my whole life. That's been me. And I suppress things. And now I'm just like,
it's coming out.
Do you know? And I'm like, just tell that person that.
So let me tell you my solution for that. I was at the doctor's office one day. And she was like, how are you doing? You know, turn 50, changes. I was like, I think I'm doing okay. I really think I'm handling it well. But I said, I think we might need to look at like hormone therapy or something like that. She was like, why do you think you need that? I was like, every now and then I feel like I want to punch somebody in the face. She was like, huh? I was like, and that's not my character. Like normally I'm like even Steven. I'm like patient and calm. But here lately it's just been like, yeah, I'm about to lose it right now. And so she was like, yeah, let's take some blood work. See what we can do. So I'm full. I'm on hormones. I'm just going to put it out there. Because for me, it was such a drastic change behaviorally. I mean, it's one thing to have mood swings. But for me, in order for me to just not I just couldn't relate to that person once my estrogen level started to go low. Well, so I needed to do something to bring them back up.
So being honest, I truly was convicted because I went through a period where it was like, I gotta, sometimes what you say and what you think can take control of you, and then it controls your day, your week. And so I got to this point where I was just, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but there was days where I was like, and I would say this out loud, I don't like people. I don't like people.
I think I did that before I turned 50.
And I'm like,
sorry.
I felt convicted because I'm like, you really do like people. But, and so the more I'd say that, the more I was agitated and so I'm like, I have to consciously say it's going to be a great day. I get to go to work.
Well, I'm going to do a blunt talk right now. I'm going to talk blunt, and I'm probably going to have, nice meals, but I purposely look for places that kids aren't welcome.
Oh,
because I'm kind of like,
oh, absolutely.
I done raised my kids, and I love children. Don't get me wrong. Is it? I love children. I really and genuinely do. I have children in my life. I have great nieces and nephews. But when I'm on vacation, I'm gonna need to find a
Oh no, I'm with you.
adults.
We go to the resorts.
Yeah.
And we look at a VIP section that says no children allowed. I'm good with that.
Me too. And we might get some, but talking bluntly, I think it's great for those that are in their child rearing season. I was there. I was the backpack, the leaving stuff, the one to take my kids to the water park. And I got to take my hat off to the parents today because they are travelers with their children.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, I was not about to pack my 3-month-old on the airline with all the germs. Because I just, coming from North Tulsa and my mother's foundation, you need to be at home for 6 months before you travel, So kudos.
And all bundled up when you take it right. Even if it's 100 degrees.
Right. So, you had your child wrapped. Yeah.
Wrapped in
I remember my first child, she, poor thing, the nurse, I was breastfeeding, and the nurse came over there and I said, I think something's wrong with her. Her nose is wet. And she looked at it, she said, she high. I was like, what? She's high. How could she be high? She said, well, she has on a onesie, a t-shirt, socks, a diaper. Girl, she stripped my baby all the way down to her pamper. And then she was just breastfeeding away. I was like, oh, okay.
I know we digress a little bit, but I remember I had my baby. She was just dressed just as cute she wanted to be. This whole outfit, and I'll never forget my friend's mother going, she is not a doll, honey. This baby is sweating. Getting her out. I had the blankets over.
But that's what I'm talking about. We had help. We had help. Nobody has come to my rescue yet at 50 to say, girl, why you wearing them shoes to work? You ain't gonna be able to make it. Like, you need something flat. Like, I walked out of the house one day just as cute. I had on my heels.
They say it pays to be cute.
I got to the elevator and I was like, I ain't gonna make it. Like, literally.
The struggle is real.
So now I don't just have 2 pairs of shoes in my car. I got like 3. And I got one at my desk at work just in case that 3rd pair don't act right. Because literally, I never know from shoe to shoe, from day to day, what is going to work for me.
So this is me. I find myself, as women, when you're out and about and you're looking and you're like, oh, those are cute shoes. And used to be you were looking for the sexy shoe. Now I'm like, oh, those shoes look comfortable.
Or as my daughter, mama, don't get the kitten heels. Baby, we getting the kitten heels.
Yes.
We getting the kitten heels.
Yes.
Because that's what I can wear nicely. But yeah, so just really wanting to provide, and I know men go through their different changes, but I'm just talking from a female who has, over the last few years, and it seemed like every year there's an add-on. Like when I turned 40 something, I remember waking up and everything was fuzzy. And I'm like, I can't see my alarm clock. I can't see my phone. So nobody told me that.
Right.
Nobody told me that. Just like I go to bed, I wake up, I couldn't see. Right. Same with joint pain. Mm-hmm. I went to bed, I woke up, and my knee hurt for 7 days. I'm like, is this some type of bad? What in the world? I'm going to the doctor. Like, something is wrong. I went to bed and I woke up and he was like, you have arthritis. And the devil is up. Take it back.
I remember the doctor telling me at one point, well, you do know that you're not 30 anymore, right? Because it was like I was taking things to her and she was just like we can't fix that. You're not 30 anymore. The pounds aren't going to come off as easy as they used to.
Girl, don't talk to me about weight. Don't talk to me.
So,
and I'm just going to be blunt again. If you gray here, you gray other places too. And when it starts, it starts. I just put it out there. Because bluntly, that's just what it is. I'm telling ladies, I'm telling you now. So when you see it, don't be surprised. If it's here, it's other places too. But it's okay. Don't let it stop warn you, but just don't say I did.
Surprised.
Don't say Kiki didn't warn you because nobody told me.
Oh, Kiki just warned us.
Nobody told me. I was like, what the heck? No, they ain't.
The devil is a lie.
The devil is a lie. Aging starts everywhere. Aging goes everywhere. And it's okay. I think we have to take care of ourselves. You know, you put your steps in. I got my watch. I do, But the most important thing for me has been understanding my body and what I put in it and how it makes me feel. I had my gallbladder removed a few years back, and that was a wake-up call for me because it took a lot of things, gluten. It took a lot of things off my list that I enjoyed. And, you still think, oh, I can eat that or I can drink that. And then you have an episode, no, you can't eat that. No, you can't drink that. But it's just understanding that as we change, we accept ourselves where we are and don't be afraid to, challenge yourself, yes, but accept yourself. Because it can get depressing as a woman, seeing yourself age and not being able to do things that you used to do, wearing clothes or shoes, but it's okay. Embrace those things that you can do and want to do as you go through and just give yourself some grace.
So you said something that kind of struck something for me. So we're talking about the things that we need to accept turning 50. So should we accept that we no longer should be dressing like a 20-year-old daughter or a 30-year-old daughter?
I never did. Let me think about that. No, I didn't. I think I might have worked low cut stuff for a minute, but then I realized, I didn't really have no boobs for that. But I think that, again, I'm not getting in other folk business. If you comfortable with your cheeks hanging out at 50, I'm not comfortable with that. But I'm not going to tell you how to dress. And you don't tell me how to dress. And we'll be okay. That's just me.
Yeah. And absolutely. But there's things I'm like, I can't.
Because the other thing is, why, now that I'm 50, does everything have to have a flower on it? Like, that's the part I don't get. Yeah, I'm older, but I don't want to wear a plaid or a print or a flower everywhere. Come on, department store buyers. We want to be cute too. Why all the cute clothes in the junior section? Can we put some cute clothes over the women's section that ain't got a big flower plastered on it?
And to your point, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that we got to dress like old maids. I'm just saying we don't need to dress like
right.
So
right.
Yes, give me
because
something.
You can go to the highfalutin fancy stores and find a lot of cute stuff. Mm-hmm. But you go to your average department store and you looking around the women's section like, okay, that's a flower pattern. Oh, that's a lot of flowers. That's one big flower. Can I just get a nice little print that ain't?
I agree.
Not every woman is trying to hide or camouflage or want to wear all black. I mean, I think that buyers, and maybe there are stores out there and I'm just not aware of them. I don't necessarily shop as much online. I do, but the other thing about shopping online is being able to see if it's going, shoes. Like I bought these shoes online. I'm halfway there. There's still some things I'd like to try on. Some
things. It depends on what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I'm not the best at returning things.
No, I'm not.
I got stuff still in the Amazon packages because it came, it didn't work, and dang it, I didn't make it.
Just laying around.
Yeah, so, and I don't have a Poshmark account to resell my stuff. So I do like to go buy things so I can try it on. But there's other things. When you turn 50, when you were younger, you could eyeball and be like, I could wear that. Girl, I'm like, who did I think was gonna wear this?
Well, when I was younger, I could pull some things off.
Yeah, you could. Do we want to go back to the fluorescent?
I can't do that today.
No. Mm-mm. I mean, you could, but do you want to? Okay. Just check.
I might just to torture you a little bit.
Yeah. But I will say this about getting older and turning 50 is, some people figure this out early in their lives, but I really did start to look at boundaries and how to create healthy boundaries for myself. And a lot of people find that out early in life, but I was one of those, oh, sure, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
But I think boundaries really came in.
Yeah. So to your point, and you talked a little bit about this earlier with the brain fog, and you're right. So, because I'm one of those people that I take on way more than I should. I commit to things. And before I know it, I've got all these commitments. And getting older, like that's, and it's one of those things where, to your point, you didn't know that was coming, so you continue to take on the patterns. But my body, I went back to school.
Yeah,
I
don't know why you did that. But, yeah.
Well, you're right there with me. The staying up, those late night study nights, like the struggle was real. I couldn't, I'm trying to read a chapter and I'm trying. I mean, it was just like I had to set different patterns for my life and boundaries for my life, and it's just like, and to your point, this last time being back in school, it's like, the struggle is really, really real. And it's not, it's that you don't have the same, I find myself not even being able to remember things. Like, I can't even recall things. Like, I'll look at something and go right back to what I was at before.
That's why my alarm keeps going off, because I got a reminder. And that stuff I did after I got 50, I'm going to turn it off. But that's just what that's all. And they go off throughout the day on silent. And I got a little lights that flash. All things to help me remember I need to be doing things like, Kim, before you leave and go to work, do this. Or you got to work out before you go home. I know that sounds, intuitive, but it's not. Sometimes you just get in the car and I'm just going straight home.
At the end of the day, it is, no matter what we tell ourselves, it is a difference. And your body will tell you, even if you choose to try and ignore it, it will tell you. And you'll find yourself going I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to go to a doctor. And you're like, do you know how old you are?
Well, and I think you bring up a good point, though. Don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. And if you can't talk to your doctor, find another one. Because as we age, literally, I remember I had a doctor, very, very nice doctor. And I asked him, how many 50-year-old women are you seeing on a daily basis? And he kind of looked at me and said, I said, how many 50-year-old? Well, I have a lot of patients. I said, you're not seeing enough of me. Because the things I'm bringing in here to you, I need you to be able to help me process and help me know what I need to do. I said, I have no problems with you as a medical professional, but I need to see someone. And when you think about it, we have that 65 and older, but we don't really have those physicians that, are kind of special. Yeah. So I think that if you have a doctor, and people who know me and know my medical preferences understand I will keep working until I find that good fit, because I think, like everything, your relationship to your doctor is important. And if you don't feel comfortable telling your doctor about certain things, I don't care what your age is, find another doctor. Keep looking. But especially once you become a certain age and as things start to happen, there's no such thing as a silly question. You need to be right. So if you're out there and you got a secret or something you want to talk about, we got to keep it PC, because we do post and we don't get canceled. But talk to us about some of the things you've noticed about turning 50. It could be similar. It could be things we haven't even thought about. And on the serious tip, there are those medical things that people go through, different illnesses as you get older. And again, those are things you need to talk to your physician about. But if you have, little secrets that you have, for example, mine, olive oregano. I now take a daily regimen of it. I'm convinced it's helping my immune system. It may not, but I have not literally had a cold in probably 2 years. Oil of oregano. Been taking it. But that's something I started doing after 50. I'm just saying.
Well, I would say that I know we talked about the things that are not so pleasant after 50, but I want to say it's also a blessing to cross the age of 50, and with that also hopefully comes wisdom, and I think that's what it's about, is recognizing that you're getting older and making sure, as you said, that we do the things that are right for us, making sure that we still exercise, because you don't want your joints to lock up on you. And so you got to keep them active. The more sedentary lifestyle you lead, the less your joints are going to perform. Now they're going to hurt regardless, but you can also, there are things that you can do to help out. So it's not all negative, but we have to be mindful of it. And so, and you know what, crossing 50 also brings life experiences that you never thought. So it is a great point in life, but you just got to be prepared for what comes. So,
and I'm excited. I really am excited to be, to get older. I know we both have lost parents, and so I think it's important that we embrace and enjoy life, no matter where you are in the spectrum of things, and either it be from a health wise or whatnot. Try to find the joy when you can. Because we know life is too short from losing our parents and other loved ones. So we just, no matter what your situation is, and I know I'm not trying to, be unrealistic in expectations, but hopefully you'll be able to find some joy.
It's a wrap, Kiki.
Blunt talk.